In this movie, I'll share with you a little technique for adding some detail to a pucker and bloat effect. And so notice that we have 8 scallops around the outside of this O, but we only have 4 on the inside. I want to have a total of 8 on the inside as well. Plus, I want some more definition on the left edge of the B and the E and over on both sides of the Y. And you can do that by adding and slightly nudging anchor points. But first, notice these black edges right here inside the final effect. I kind of blew it in this effect here. They're too thick. Notice that? But that is not a problem because I can modify the effect and update that graphic style as I showed you earlier. And you do that once again by pressing Control-Shift-A. Very important. Command-Shift-A on the Mac. You want to make sure nothing is selected. You should be seeing all of those strokes along with zigzag and roughen and so forth. If you're not, you can just go ahead and click on that final effect, which in my case is called Final Multi-Line Effect, in order to apply it to nothing. And now it's this stroke that's a problem. So go ahead and click on the 18-point stroke. It really ought to be 13 points thick. And so I'll just go ahead and change the line weight to 13 point like so. And now all you need to do is click on that flyout menu icon in the top right corner of the appearance panel and choose Redefine Graphic Style, in my case, Final Multi-Line Effect. And that'll go ahead and update both the effect and your artwork. All right, now what we want to do is select the text, but I can't get to it because that layer's locked. So I'll switch back to my Layers panel and unlock that layer, and I'm going to go ahead and twirl it open as well. And that way I can just target the text so that there's less ambiguity, and you can see that it's now selected on screen. And so I'll go up to the Object menu and choose the Copy command, or you can press Control-C or Command-C on the Mac, and I'll turn off the original just to protect it, and I'll return to the Edit menu and choose Paste in Front, or press Control-F or Command-F on the Mac in order to paste the text to the front of the stack, which is going to work out just great because we're going to convert the text to outlines by going to the Type menu and choosing Create Outlines, or you can press that keyboard shortcut of Control-Shift-O or Command-Shift-O on the Mac. Now, because we've applied so many dynamic effects, it's pretty difficult to tell what in the world is going on here. So what I recommend you do is press Control-Y or Command-Y on the Mac to switch to the outline mode. And then go ahead and press the A key in order to switch to the wide arrow tool. Click off your path outlines to deselect them. And just click anywhere on this path outline to select any part of it. It doesn't matter which. Then go up to the Object menu, choose Path, and choose Add Anchor Points to double the number of anchor points in this path outline. And now if you press Control-Y or Command-Y on the Mac in order to switch back to the preview mode, you can see that we now have 8 scallops where previously we had 4. Now, why 4 points creates 8 scallops on the outside, but only 4 on the in, I don't know, but this does happen to be a great solution. All right, now I'll press Control-Y or Command-Y on the Mac in order to switch back to the outline mode. And I'll click on the path outline around the B to select it, and then I'll press the P key in order to bring up my pen tool. And I'm going to bring back my guides by clicking on the eye in front of the guides layer. And I'd really like to be able to see my guides as guides, so I'm going to Control-click or Command-click on that eye in order to view the guides like so. And that happens to also bring back some scalloping. But what we want to do here is, with this portion of the B selected, go ahead and click right there to add an anchor point, and then press the left arrow key a couple of times, and you'll see that scalloping applied on the fly. That is amazing. All right, let's move over to the E and press the Control key or the Command key on the Mac to temporarily access the white arrow tool and click on the outline of that E, and then click right there with the pen tool to add a point and press the left arrow key a couple of times to nudge it outward. I'm delighted by this because I've never seen this behavior before in my life. Now I'll Control-click or Command-click on the outline of the Y, and I want to create points that are in line with these 2 points right here, but I'm just going to eyeball it. I don't need a guideline or anything. Just make sure your pen tool cursor has a plus sign in front of it so that you know that you're adding an anchor point, and click on that segment right there and press the left arrow key a couple of times to move it out. And then go ahead and click on this right-hand segment, even in line. Just eyeballing it is fine, especially since we're rotating it on the fly. And then click right there in order to add an anchor point and press the right arrow key a couple of times. All right, now press Control-0 or Command-0 on the Mac to zoom out. Let's hide the graphic styles panel because technically we're done with it. I'll press the V key to switch back to my black arrow tool, and I'll press Control Y or Command Y on the Mac to switch back to the preview mode, and I will turn off my guidelines as well, and I'll press Control Shift A or Command Shift A on the Mac so nothing is selected. And you can see we have new barbs on either side of the Y, as well as on the back of the E, this side of the B, and we've got 8 scallops on the inside of the O. And that's how you refine a dynamic pucker and bloat effect by adding anchor points to your path outlines here inside Illustrator.